create strong men create good times.
Perfection
Good times
is
create
unattainable.
strong women. Strong women
Stop
create
us.
bad times. Welcome to
Don't let
Brandon's
anything
video.
stand
That's
in
how
your
the Don't
way.
ask questions. Don't cancel me.
for my
That's what I didn't
crows.
say it. They said it. I
Watch
didn't say it.
me
That's what they
some.
said. Thank you for
Never
being
wanted
here.
to fight
Today,
you.
we are looking at the male
We are in this
epidemic.
together.
Right, apparently,
Unite.
Grace us with
victory. In this video, I do not know. I don't know. All I'm saying is, I don't know. All I'm saying is apparently I'm in here somewhere. I'm sure I'm gonna get absolutely lambasted at some point. So lock in, boys and girls. This is going to be one of the deepest dives of all time into modern male losers. Now, I think it's a literal multi-faceted issue. On the one hand, you have the American left, which is telling men to be weak little beta pussies and that women should do everything in society, which is bad for men and bad for women. And then on the other end of the spectrum, you have the right side of history saying that
right
all right,
heroes
men,
could make
you
all
have
the
very
difference.
simple tasks and you gotta fist yourselves in the asshole. Okay, maybe that's
I never wanted to be Iron
exaggerating,
Man.
but lock in,
It'll
boys
work
and
out for
girls.
everybody.
We're about to have a woman explain to us about male losers. It's gonna be awesome.
Hello again, friends. So,
Hello, commie mommy.
sorry I've been gone for quite a bit. Hopefully nothing too crazy happens. I feel like every time I take a war breaks out or
True.
something, but thankfully that did not happen.
True. No Americans died. There was no war. It was not a war. All right, I stand by this. It was not a war. It was simply flexing. All right, America defecated on Iran's nuclear reactors. That does not count as a war.
If I'm not joking about something, you know I'm not taking it seriously.
Dude, no, I
We'll
can't
be
do
coming
it.
in 30 seconds.
Oh, it's
Stay
horrible.
strong.
Oh my God, Trump! For the love of God, release the
Well, there's
fucking.
my favorite life-hating
Welcome
robot
back to
egomaniac.
the one.
There are no Epstein lists. Okay, listen. You see, simply the Epstein list is they traffic children
Same
to
team
no
today?
one. In fact,
Head channel. If it is your first time here, well, I am Shiwanhead, and on this channel I like to cover cultural issues.
men.
The battle starts in 5,
Mostly
4,
surrounding
3,
men's issues.
2,
Yeah!
1.
Hurry up!
So grateful that we
You
have
have to
strong
stop us from securing the mission area.
I'm sure
It's what I've been doing for over a decade, and
Like she is easily, by the way, my favorite leftist on the internet. Like without even like a shadow of a doubt, she's by far my favorite leftist on the internet. Cause like she's a leftist, but she's also like,
I needed
yeah,
that.
the left is like really bad, which is everything I want a leftist to be.
frankly, exhausted. Many of you have been along for the ride, and you have seen me go from chipper, lively, 24-year-old making fun of BuzzFeed and Tumblr fetish, to a bitter, callous, 34-year-old talking about very real and growing men's issues.
Yeah, like Facebook posts and tweets.
One of the main men's issues I have been covering in great detail lately has been the male loneliness. Yeah, but you don't have male loneliness. You have male loneliness.
There we go.
Hurry up!
This is my favorite fucking
Bombs away.
back to back. Hear me out. Women be like, all the men are just losing. Grab it down the whole time.
This is why I protect my
What do you
flesh
think of my
card.
joke? Guys? What do you think about it? No, but it's like every
Double
single time you hear it's like,
What's
yeah,
the
women be like,
closest
you
to
should
the
make
world?
as much money as men. Also, women be like, can't go out with that guy. He doesn't even make more money than me. Like, you have like this obvious double standard. It's like you will never be happy. It's like we need to be stronger than men. Also, I will never date a man that's not stronger than me. All right, hell yeah, dude.
It's not a male loneliness epidemic. No, it's a male mediocrity epidemic.
Women create weak men is what I'm saying.
It's a male loser epidemic.
Hurry up! Okay, who wants to call one? Good news! Can't show we're super free.
Posting videos complaining about men because they're
What do
alone.
I hit next? I'm taking
You
requests.
see, I
That's better.
am a living example against
Anyone say fireworks?
I am rich, I am successful, I
I
have a
needed that.
beautiful family, and I actually don't need to expose any of this to the internet because I am privately behind my fucking
This is
keyboard.
maximum.
I have the ideal lifestyle.
Always talk about politics. No, sometimes I talk about politics. Sometimes
Politics is just men's issue. A lot of people aren't fully aware of this, but you'll see. Everyone will come around to the Nux based arc at some point. I've been very based lately. I've been getting half my videos demonetized. I don't know why. All they do is make fun
Hurry up.
of women. Obviously, I have nothing but respect for them.
You need to stop that too. I am ready to put on a
I
show.
can't do this. This is diabolical.
Anyone
The point
say
that I'm trying to make
fireworks?
is, the point that I'm trying to make is, all of politics is actually men's issue. This is a true fact. All of politics is
Better stop
men's
that
issue.
vehicle.
Make of that what you will.
and mix the two together. Now, I know a lot of you don't like politics, you
against
don't
the
care about
world!
politics, but politics cares about you.
Bro, you are an unwitting, groomed victim.
And it will enter your life no matter how hard you try to avoid it. But thankfully, I have the perfect app to help you navigate this
Ground news.
confusing political landscape. So let's quickly give a shout out to today's sponsor,
Better
Ground News.
stop that
I actually
vehicle!
am sponsored by Ground News also this month.
Before we get into this video, shall we? Ground News is a website and an app that gives readers a fun and transparent way to read the news from all across the political spectrum.
True. You can see what the left is talking about. How Trump is releasing the Epstein files. And you can
Hey,
see
hey,
Trump
hey,
is releasing the Epstein files.
The left, right, and center. Every story comes with a quick visual breakdown of the political bias, ownership, and headlines that One of my favorite features from Ground News has to be the blind spot feature, which shows you news stories that are reported by only one side of the political spectrum and ignored by the other. For example, here's a story about how CIA
Illegal immigrants kill some people. The left is silent. Left is absolutely silent. Children die in Gaza. The right has nothing to say.
The foul beast died as tradition has
covered by 40 sources.
You are nothing!
Like that back to the left was a giant Russia hoax. That Russia was secretly pushing the fucking presidency. Russia was involved. And then it turns out Russia wasn't involved. It was all a lie. And then they didn't even have the balls to correct the records. It's diabolical.
83% of them.
You don't hate the
right,
media
with
enough.
only two
When
left-wing
science
outlets
fails
They hit a
to
checkpoint.
reporting stories.
Now
Ground
might
News
be a
also
good
makes
time
it
to
really
stop
easy
them.
to compare headlines to see just how political bias can affect the framing of
If you were
story.
as smart as
For
me, you'd be
example, the
arrogant
story
too.
about Zoran Mamdani winning the Democratic primary in New York. This
Actual tragedy, by the way. That guy's
Anyone
fucking
say
awful.
fireworks?
left-wing outlet says Zoran Mamdani's win just got a little sweeter. Meanwhile, the right wing says meet Zoran Mamdani, the man who will ruin New York.
So what you're saying is the right-wing news was accurate,
stop
the
that
left-wing
vehicle.
news was cringe. Is that what you're saying? Because that's what I'm hearing. Is that what you're saying? Interesting.
As you can see,
now or
it's
never.
very different
Stop
vibes.
them!
Except one's right, the other one's wrong. Listen, I'm just
I am
saying.
ready to put on a
saying,
show.
One's right, one's wrong. So, not a great example, man.
I've been using Ground News since 2021. I think it is so informative, so fun, and it helps me see how different stories are framed so differently, and I love it. I highly recommend it. It's one of the few apps that I wake up and I'm like,
One big Asmongold L,
against the
normally I
world.
really like Asmongold's takes. One big Asmongold L is that he doesn't think Mamdani's a problem. That guy's like an actual savage communist. Like, extremist communist. And there's no two ways about it. And he will fuck the children. The reason why I really likes Mamdani is because all the other ones allegedly.
Don't give them another
Close away.
What's the difference?
Better stop
What's the
that
fucking
vehicle.
difference? Man ran his fucking campaign on
Maximum!
in New York City.
I am
immediately.
My time to
But don't
shine.
just take my word for it. Even the Nobel Peace Center called it an excellent way to stay in the 40% off their Vantage
I'm opening
plan,
a
which is the
portal.
plan I use to access all of their amazing
A shortcut to
All
space.
you need to do. All you need to do.
Well, you
Asmund
can't
thinks he's
expect
probably
them all.
okay with that because he thinks the voter base will learn from being retarded. They won't learn from anything. The media tells them to be happy. The media tells them to be sad. I don't think they're gonna learn a damn thing. Like, dude, none of these people know anything about politics. Not a single one of them knows even a remote little nothing. They don't know anything. They don't know jack shit. He is going to destroy the city. The media is gonna tell them it's good, and they're gonna be happy.
This comes out to only like $5 a month, which is like the price of
Asmund Goldstein beating the allegations. Right, enough about that.
coffee. So go to ground.news/new
Nux.
or use the QR code right there on screen.
Yeah, ground.news/Nux. Get 40% off the Vantage plan. It's true.
Pick your
Or
hero.
the link
or
in the video
villain.
description
I'm not
down
judging.
there to subscribe
I
to
never wanted to be
Ground
Iron
News
Man,
today.
but it
I
worked
feel
out
like
for
what they're doing
everybody.
is really important, especially right now, and it helps us approach the news in a more fair and balanced way. So thank you to Ground News for sponsoring this video, and thank you to the viewer for
I never wanted to be
tuning
Iron
in.
Man.
I didn't do it
I
this
never wanted
time
to be
because
Iron
I
Man.
knew she was gonna
It
pressure
worked
me.
out. I never wanted to be Iron Man.
Right?
Right.
But I never wanted to be Iron Man.
See that?
It
Right.
worked out for
With all
everybody.
these issues men are facing, they seem to be moving to the right and the Republicans more, since the left and
Well,
Democrats.
I mean,
If you were
we
as
know
smart
why.
as me,
It's
you'd
'cause
be
the left
arrogant
wants
too.
men dead. All right, let's be real. The left wants men absolutely good. Yeah. So yeah, duh.
Democrats have essentially just become the young men eat Die movement. Months ago, I covered
30
how the
seconds
Democratic
before
Party
you
was
attack.
losing young
Get
men,
ready.
and I predicted Kamala Harris would lose in part because of young men overwhelmingly
Thor
voting
has
for Trump.
spoken of
And
you
I
as
was
his
correct. Well,
truest
now the
mortal
Democrats have
friend.
unveiled their
He's my
final
favorite
solution.
Oh shit!
That's
Final
for
solution.
sure.
The final solution.
Touching.
Straight from the last National Socialist Party. The final solution. Just kill all the men. Then the women will vote for whoever they want. Problem solved.
The right-wing
The battle
male
starts in
loser
5,
epidemic.
4,
Democrats spending millions
3,
to learn how to speak
2,
to American
1.
men and win back the working
All you
class.
need to do
Yes.
is capture the
It's
mission area.
Hassan
Got it?
Piker. He's gonna do it. He is gonna do it.
Times change.
Listen. Hassan Piker is known for
Hurry up.
one thing and one thing only. And I'm not even talking about terrorism anymore. Okay? Listen. Hassan Piker is the new Joe Rogan of the left. Joe Rogan used to be Joe Rogan, but not anymore. See, this is Hassan Piker, a man that will lead the fucking men of society to become terrorists, sympathizers, radical fuckers that will own nothing and be happy. I posted this as a response to this who is the biggest on X. Anyway!
Millions of dollars on efforts to appeal to American men who turned to President Donald Trump in droves in the White House in hopes of winning back the working class. Democrats have spent $20 million on their efforts, with donors and strategists pulling up and luxury hotels, brainstorming how to actually return to the party. Nothing more relatable to working class men than luxury hotel rooms.
These people suck, and they're retarded, and they're stupid. Listen, man, we wouldn't be in the problem if women couldn't vote. I'm just saying, that's just me. I'm not saying that it's the solution. I'm not saying
Man,
I think we should
operational again.
repeal any amendments here or anything. But I am saying that we would not have, we would have other problems perhaps, but not this. Listen, I'm a 10%
Great job, guys.
Listen, I realize that my comedy is too powerful. I realize that my comedy is breaking barriers. Definitely do think women should vote.
The plan, codenamed SAM, or Stupid
Never
Strategic
thought I'd be
Plan,
sad to see
promises
Dust
teams
Devils
with
again.
funds to study the syntax
Maximum
and
pulse!
The effort also
kill!
recommends Democrats buy advertisement in video games.
Ads will not help you, brother. Listen, if I'm trying to play my fucking random video game, you know what they mean by
Half
video
of the
games?
mission area.
They're just gonna put
Keep
this in like
going.
Uma Musume, Genshin Impact, Lunar Slot. That's what they're gonna put ads in. Or you know that.
We're better
There's
when
gonna
we
be a
work
Dark Souls ad.
Hurry up.
Fight.
Your powers are mine!
Feel the wrath of the
Like, bro, what are we doing?
Again!
Genshin Impact. Also, you want vampires in the battle?
down. Is he actually down?
Again!
Young men like Exotic
Feel the wrath of the goddess!
Democratic Party treating men like low IQ, pathetic losers that don't understand the
Spring in my
greater
step?
good, aren't empathetic enough, and they're all just actually assaulters and rapists. Except we're not going to say that out loud.
Just embrace the
we're
light.
just gonna have to.
Oh, I'm fine, don't mind me.
Now that's how the Democratic Party treats women, right? They don't say that because they don't want to go way too further, but that's really true. They treat you like a low IQ, retard, rapist, scum of the earth, problem of society that needs to be dealt with and manhandled like a dog or a pet. That is how Democrats treat and men don't like they really do. It's like stop men from just being completely out of control of their urges. Bro, what? Like, what are you talking about?
Hurry up.
Now, as you can see here, is the young man who is now co-op.
Truly the peak. Like, you have to understand the crazy part about Admiral.
We've won the
The
battle.
funniest part about Admiral is that he does appeal to me. Because he does what he wants. And he's not apologetic about his opinion. He's not just like some beta that's just always
You'll
gonna
have to keep
apologize
fighting
for
until
things
we
that he
have a
says.
winner.
Realistically, he's not like married, building a family, doing stuff like that. So I can argue why like not appreciate his contribution to society, but I really think he has contributed positively to society.
Cave surrounded by Taco Bell wrappers
True.
and empty Mountain Dew bottles.
Peak male physique. That was the first time he tried water. That was when he tried water for the first time. Beautiful.
Here is another young man.
Destiny, that's a girl's
If I'm not
name, bro.
joking about
That's
something,
a
you know I'm not
girl's
taking
name.
it seriously.
As you can see, also dwelling in a dark cave. This
Doesn't he have allegations that he filmed somebody privately and released the nudes? Like, bro, you're like, dude, the leftist example, like the peak leftist physique. Like,
30
what are we
seconds
doing
before
here,
you
guys?
attack.
This really
Get ready.
peak leftist? Really? Is peak leftist like
I'm
guy
impressed,
that's in
kid.
open
That's some
relationship,
serious
divorced
tech you're
twice,
wearing
a
there.
son that hates him,
It's
and
more than
is
just a suit
pulling
of
down
armor.
the Nazi
Spider's
rabbit
my
hole?
partner.
Like, really, bro?
Kinda like
Is this what we're
your-
doing?
Here is
Tree.
another young man, as you
That
can
tree
see, also
is a
dwelling
Flora
in a dark
Colossus,
cave.
and his
this
name
one has
is
dyed his hair blue
Well,
to
not
scare
bad.
off
The
potential
battle
predators.
starts in 5, 4,
Also safe.
3,
I mean, true. Even
2,
what?
1.
Moving on, here
All
is
you need to do
another.
is capture the mission area.
Brother,
Got
that
it?
was a crazy jump scare. Bro, what the hell, man? I did not deserve this level of abuse.
Enemies on approach.
Maximum pulse! Sibling, why did you mirror images?
Hurry up.
That's diabolical.
Don't mind me.
Like it or not, this is peak male form, alright? I guess
One on for probably more.
The mission area is
way
yours
more
to
money than
capture
I
now.
deserve. I have a huge fan of fire.
Look out below.
My whole heart.
Your powers are mine.
Against the world!
Armed and dangerous.
Own home.
Again. Again.
Surrender. Love it or hate it, I am the peak male.
They're still studying.
Like, like why? Out of everyone! Listen, I do appreciate it.
Whoever they are, they look friendly.
So, listen, we have a lot in common. We have a lot in common. Not so different.
Assemble.
Men on the left. Everyone else that talks to men on the left is a complete fucking retard. I don't know what happened.
Crisis
I don't know
averted.
what happened to left-wing politics. Everyone else is retarded. You're the only person on the left that doesn't completely fuck up your own life.
Enemy in our sight.
Hurry up. Anyone say fireworks?
Maximum pulse.
Man, I'm so sorry. I do apologize. I didn't. You didn't deserve it.
Greetings from Albania. I hate women so much. It's unreal.
Look out below.
If she has the footage of it, in the comment section, I am going to lose my mind.
One time I got
Milkies are empty. Do you know what that smells like?
in a soda bottle. Maybe my conversation is not
They scored big with young male voters last election.
Anyone say
Democrats are
fireworks?
spending $20 million
You
to learn
captured
how
more
to
than
speak
half
their
of the
language.
mission area.
I think it's
Keep
a waste of
going.
money. Maybe these guys should spend their money on teaching men to not be such sexists. Maybe that's it.
See what I mean? See what I mean? The leftist mentality is so retarded at this point. The modern left is so retarded that it's like, what is the problem with men? They're not being taught to not be sexist. I do. We need to take it back in a big way. We gotta bring
Bombs away.
sexism, right? I have to stop that.
Your powers are mine.
But when I say
Maximum pulse.
back,
Glory is almost yours.
but in my opinion, recognizing the difference between men and women is a very important part of being a human being. If you think that men and women are
Armed and dangerous.
and you will be unhappy. Make sexism great again.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
Young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim. Yes, we might have
What is happening? It is so pathetic when you do this.
A feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men. There are a lot of young women out there.
She's supposed to be an anti-feminist, right? This is Tommy Lauren. She's supposed to be an anti-feminist. Why not anti-feminist? What's he's anti-men now? Like, it's just feminist with extra steps, bro.
They want to get married. They want to have kids. They want to have stable families. But there are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement in order.
You're right. There are people like that. You are so right. Now, how do we solve this problem? I think that personally, we have to recognize that there's flaws on both sides of the spectrum. There's flaws on the side of propaganda being pushed towards men, and there is propaganda
Pick
being
your
pushed
hero.
towards women.
Or
Both of
villain.
these
I'm
are
not
bad.
judging.
I never wanted to be
Are
Iron Man.
bad. It is a
It'll work out
godless
for everybody.
propaganda. And honestly, it's horrible. Men need to learn how to become givers again.
Look hard into my piercing blue eye. The flavor is kitty milk, so shout out Jay Schwatt for that incredible flavor. I think every flavor is extremely good. It's an extremely fantastic drink.
I won't shy away from a
can't
fight.
recommend it enough. So if you want to get started on GamerSupps, you can click the link in the description below or use code moist at gamersupps.gg to get a
30
big
seconds
discount on
before
your
you
order.
attack.
So I paid
Get
a visit
ready.
to one of my favorite pickup artists. I don't know if that's the right nomenclature here because I don't believe he self-identifies as a pickup artist, but it's a TikToker who's been doing pickup lines to women very, very often for a very long time. And as they say, the first 1,000 no's are just the warm-up,
Battle
the
starts in
intro.
5,
They're still,
4,
you're still hitting your
3,
power spike.
2,
So pretty much all of his
All you
content
need to
is
do is
using these
capture the
pickup
mission
lines
area.
that don't
Got it?
work at all. Now, I don't want like anyone to go harass him or anything like that, so I'm not gonna be like saying his channel or anything. I wanted to showcase some of his more recent best of moments as well as some other goofy ones that I saw in the Cody Ko video as well. Because Cody Ko is like this incredible archaeologist at finding horrible ruins, I suppose, and I am envious of his ability to track down such holy artifacts. So I'm gonna show you two from that.
looks like the mission area is yours. Touchdown. Missionary is yours.
This man was so focused on one goal in mind, he was about to start asking the dudes there until his brain pumped the brakes on it. He was so preoccupied with whether or not he could, he never stopped to think whether or not he could until he did, and decided he didn't want the men's numbers, which I think is a bit of a misstep. Even if he's not interested in having sex with these gentlemen, he could at least, be friends with them perhaps. Maybe he ends up forming a basketball team with them. And honestly, he could play this up to the women around and be like, no, I'm actually asking everyone in here, regardless of their gender, for their number. In fact, I'm putting together the team squad. We gotta take on the Monstars, and I'm holding tryouts. So what's your number? There's like plenty of ways to play with that instead of just cowardly be like, hey, can I
Half of the
and
mission
then
area.
walk away when he
Keep
realizes
going.
it's dudes. But anyways, as Cody Ko said, this guy is just a stats man. He knows 100 rejections don't matter because maybe there'll be one yes,
I needed that.
and that makes it all worth it. This is clearly a pad ball who's been trained by some of the great Reddit gaming gurus from back in 2010, back when they used to preach this thing where it's like, ask every single woman you ever see for her number. And it doesn't matter if you get rejected 10,000 times because eventually someone's going to say it. So all those failures will be worth it. And it's like, well, maybe, you're gonna get
We are undefeated.
like, there's definitely a level of self-reflection, I would say, there. Here, he was doing extermination! The very first no he got just became a snowball effect and ended up in an avalanche of rejection. There was no world where this was going to work. He just coming out with full turkey, asking for their number, obviously isn't going to lead to overwhelming success. And then every other girl sees that you have done that. The moon haunts you! Maximum pulse! In no universe would that happen, so every girl's just going to say no to him for sure.
Feeling good again.
No big deal. Susan, can I get your number? Can I get your number? Can I get your number? Can I get your number?
Anyway, that completes the speed run for the world execution for rejections. This was a gold split for sure. I counted. It was 12 So, pretty impressive. If we're going to count the group of dudes, it would take it to 15 no's. So, depending on, what route you want to calculate here, it's between 12 and 15 no's in a matter of 40 seconds. So, very impressive. That is a tough one to beat. But would you believe me if I told you that that's not even his worst showing? The next clip I'm about to show you from him is actually even more of a break. Now, I will say, I didn't claim the original account, so I can't say with 100% certainty it's the same guy, but I'm pretty confident that it is.
Hey, excuse me? I have a question. I'm trying to... Oh my god, beautiful. I'm trying to get your number. No? Is it because I'm ugly?
I am ready to put on a show.
Just look at the way these women respond to him trying to get their attention because it's so aggressive. Oh, it's like they turned around because they just heard someone yell.
We are undefeated.
They just look frightened and on edge immediately in this guy's presence. It's like in dreams where they have that spiritual pressure that you can just feel sometimes and it like slaps people to the ground. That's what they're experiencing, like this overwhelming spiritual pressure of Prince, and they're like, oh. Turning around slowly as if it's a horror movie. Oh man. Ooh, but yeah, it's a very aggressive thing. Like, excuse me. Can you turn around and face me, please? Hello? And the woman that he tries to rinse up can't even pretend for a single millisecond to be interested in this conversation with a weirdo. So when he does tell her that she's beautiful, she hits him with like one of my creepy smiles. She gives him a wheeze. Like, and then still he has to call for her number. And then just for the nice cherry on top, he asks if it's because he's ugly, to which she just says yes. I'm assuming she was just playing along with it just to get him away from there, which worked. I mean, mission accomplished.
Hey, excuse me? Hello. I actually think
Guess we
you're
better save the world
perfect.
again. Where's it
I think you're perfect.
Lock on to
Like,
this location.
just look amazing. Yeah. Well, nobody's perfect in life, but you look perfect as well. Yeah. Can I take you out for like a Big Mac or something?
30 seconds before you attack.
Well,
Get
are you
ready.
vegan or something?
No, I have a boyfriend.
Oh, okay. That makes a little more sense. You have a good one.
This one's not really bad or anything. I want to put this one here because there's something I want to talk about around it. So of course it's always uncomfortable when you say something and the person you say it to doesn't really understand what you're getting at. So when he says you're perfect, she's confused, wondering like, what does that mean? I'm perfect for
I'd be careful
what?
if I were you.
Thinking that he must be with.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Gentlemen
All you
and
need to do
female
is capture the
gentlemen,
mission
we have
area.
quite the woman
Got it?
situation on our hands. With the feminist movement and the trans movement absolutely derailed and humiliated, we are moving to a complete new zenith of content that I am so proud to be a part of. So, to be clear, we are going to be talking about these.
Maximum!
Alright?
Reboot,
But
Tony
also,
Weeks, Systems Destroyed.
we're going to be talking about bonus species. Alright? Both of them will be discussed today. It's going to be
I'm gonna find whoever put me out last
Mission
time.
Alright, now
area
to make
is
this
yours
clear,
to capture
legal,
now.
legal, everyone's favorite fucking mega woke on the legal side of the internet, made this video extermination. Now, to be honest, I was considering just reacting to this entire video, so that most of it is just legal mumbo jumbo. But let me explain. Let me explain. What are these weird
Capture the mission area.
the Supreme Court did stop allowing gender quote-unquote affirming care for children. They are no longer letting people cut their balls off in the big beautiful bill. They're no longer giving hormone blockers and shit to children. So
Everybody ready?
this video is diabolically coded. This is not how the Supreme Court ended trans rights.
Hurry up!
Not people. None of this says
Bombs away!
life-altering surgeries and drug use. Legal's too much of a retard.
Ready to put on a show.
Legal is perfect in that regard. I don't wanna defame a lawyer here by putting words in his mouth. But it seems to me from my perspective that a legally is the thing that kids should consent to cutting their own balls. Which might have been legal, but it's not moral.
Their team's capture
So
progress
anyway,
has passed the
listen, no one's
halfway point.
expected lawyers to be moral on this concept. But subscribe for more moral lawyers. So this is just a diabolical
I'm
video.
gonna find whoever put me out last time.
It's like actual dipshit content for retards. You have to be a special glue huffing butt stitching retard. I'll patch you up. This is hell. Now,
Anyone say fireworks?
there's a point to this. So I want to see a lot of
Maximum
Yes, immediately SWAT back down to earth when they learned that actually in reality
Judge, jury,
on their side.
executioner.
Quite the battle, all right? We have a significant battle.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
And we're going to be making fun of the cards. I'll have you know, Landon Jones got me a lot of death threats. A lot of people call me a misogynist. I personally do not care. See, your blues mean nothing. I've seen what they that feels better. I'll cut their nuts off there. With all due respect, I
You were never the good guy,
Cassie.
Fine, sorry, out last time.
First, and second of all, I got a lot of people that really liked that last video where we were talking about the modern downfall of neo-feminism. And we are going to be doing that again today. I think it is one of the biggest plagues in society. And that is why we are going to be absolutely...
Here is an enemy pursuit.
Blah, blah. Okay,
By the eye of Agamotto. Me out last time. We have it, and we have to keep it.
What is that? Sorry, was that rude? I feel like that was
He's captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
This is the argument that everyone makes. Instead of actually engaging with the point, Jake's stupid. Your argument is stupid. You're such a bigot. You're such a racist. You want to make the myths up. And you're such a racist bigot. What does that mean? Okay, I'm transgender broken, and I have different opinions.
Miracle.
Sex, how can you ever call anybody stupid?
John Oliver
Bombs away.
this week by hosting a special that is called a White Unit.
Broken! Alright, listen, people don't subscribe to me to be nice.
Glory is almost yours.
Alright, lock in, it's gonna be crazy.
Session with transacting in a large chunk of his once-a-week show.
Not fantastic. What are we gonna do?
Talking about the same issue. Well, don't get round it, so we the fucking road instead of posting standards 3
We are undefeatable.
no advantage for male athletes and the men.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
Like the UK Women's Pool Championship, contested by 2 women, by 2 people that were born 7 men.
Why'd you correct yourself there, Pierce? Why'd you correct yourself? Huh? Why'd you correct yourself? They're women, in quotes. What do you mean, Pierce? Why correct yourself, bro? They're women.
Another epic victory.
People are such pussies. Have you noticed?
Not women. So who is obsessed and who is right? Well, we'll debate that, and we'll debate this too.
I really think that it's pretty beautiful to watch this absolute downfall of these movements that honestly are based on feelings and not based on reality. I think it's actually insane that we're in a moment of time that we can actually debate.
Pick your hero or villain. I'm not judging.
It's mid-afternoon and I was feeling a little sleepy.
I never wanted to be Iron Man, but it worked out for everybody. Trudy's going to get this all sorted out. All I have to do is build her.
30 seconds before you attack.
Good afternoon.
Get ready.
In light of continued public discourse surrounding the Jeffrey Epstein investigation, we've called this press briefing.
Perhaps we can
in the
still
interest of
convince
full
these victors
transparency
of
to
the
the
error
public.
of their
Here
ways.
are our official findings, as included through an exhaustive investigation funded by your
We'll just have
hard-earned
to win this.
tax
The battle
dollars.
starts in 5, 4,
The FBI
3, 2,
has conclusively determined that Jeffrey
All you need to
Epstein
do is capture the
did
mission area.
indeed
Got it?
kill himself. And there is no, and I repeat, no client list.
Hurry up!
There never was a client list. There never will be a client list. When Attorney General Pam Bondi made the claim that the client list was sitting on her desk, she was actually referring to it as a United restaurant called client list. Recently, some of the prostitutes
mission area is yours to capture
But
now.
frankly, we find it odd that you're still talking about Epstein. This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking Texas, this, all the things, and you people are still talking about this guy. This crazy.
I'm just dying.
That is unbelievable.
Hurry up.
Do you want to waste the time? Anyway, while we have you guys here today, I'll take this opportunity to address our findings in several other outstanding investigations. It's important the public understand the reality and some cases in front of our work here at the FBI. So, next case, we conducted a comprehensive review of the personal records of every single member of Congress.
I'll patch you up.
After exhaustive analysis, we can officially report not a single instance was found where a bribe, improper payment, or personal financial incentive influenced the voting decision of any member of Congress ever.
You captured more than half of the mission area.
Additionally,
Keep
in
going.
response to persistent public inquiries, we assigned a special task force to conduct a frame-by-frame forensic review of Star Wars: A New Hope. The FBI has successfully determined that Han absolutely did not.
Anyone say fireworks?
As we suggest, he may not have fired his blast at all. Furthermore,
Against the world!
Maximum pulse! That's what happens when you kick a fight with protons.
Moving on. The FBI
Hurry up.
recently acquired a previously lost letter from days June 12th, 1994 that reads, I, O.J. Simpson, hereby swear that I have no intention of murdering Nicole Brown and Ron Goldberg. S. There are no gloves that can possibly fit the juice.
Maximum pulse!
Keep fighting until we have a winner.
The Bureau wishes to clarify its official position.
Your powers are mine! This is real firepower!
That President John F. Kennedy was not assassinated by Lee Harvey Oswald, but rather simply the tragic victim of a rare and devastating condition referred to in the medical community as spontaneous head exploding syndrome. It's a real thing. All right. I have an important VHS tape of The Rise of Skywalker to review, so let's get through the rest of these.
I never had kids, but I did have the Avengers.
Swiper did no swiping.
Same thing.
Diddy didn't diddle. There are 5 lights. Ben Shapiro is 5'9". Islam is a religion of peace. Yes, that is
30
Trump's,
seconds before you attack.
nationalistic goal.
Get ready.
I'll take a shield. Walk
Obama
onto this
is
location.
100% straight.
The jump. Is the
Jews
empire
don't control
everything
the
you
weather.
ever wanted?
All I have
The
ever
government
wanted
is highly
better
efficient.
lives for people.
Cholesterol is bad for you.
call for the cavalry.
The dress is white and gold.
Reggie's here, baby.
We've always been at war with East Asia. And finally, Admiral Rachel Levine is definitely a woman.
The battle
Thank
starts
you.
in
There will be
5, 4, 3,
President
2,
Trump has spent the last
1.
2 weeks in a wrestling match.
All you need
with
to
the
do
ghost
is
of
capture the
Jeffrey
mission area.
Epstein. But
Got it?
he's been fighting the last 6 months.
Sorry I'm late. Had to
Reserve Chairman
buy a company.
And boy, this Trump case.
I don't think that's the welcoming committee.
He's done a terrible job, but frankly, I don't think you could do a worse job.
Frankly, it's a very just average mental reflection.
My favorite dog!
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now.
I think he's a total stiff. You talk to the guy, it's like talking to nothing. It's like talking to a cat. No personality.
There's another one down. Hurry up! Bombs away!
Who doesn't remember Benjamin Dirk Spaghetti? They crashed the economy gas. That got me radical. Now, you make me wonder what the road Trump talks about it. You think they caught him at home like that?
Anyone say fireworks?
get it. I'm also trying desperately to forget everything that happened during Trump's first term. So
Another epic
you might be
victory!
wondering, Trump hates this guy so much. Why didn't he just fire him? Well, he's been threatening to pretty much nonstop ever since he won the election. But you tell me if Powell seems fazed by it.
Some of the president-elect's advisors have suggested that you should resign. If he asked you to leave, would you go?
No.
Can you follow up on? Do you think that legally you're not required to leave?
No.
Okay. You don't want to spin it? Do a little grandstanding, you know? Hammer down, give it a little razzle dazzle, Big J, come on. But no, Jerome Powell truly does not give a about Trump's threats.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Do you believe that the president has the power
I never
to
wanted to be
fire
Iron Man,
not
but it worked out for everybody.
Not what? Not permitted under the law.
Wow. He went on to add, try me, bitch. Although, you know, just one more quick follow-up, Chairman Powell. Do you think I can pull off jean shorts?
Not permitted under the law.
Is obsolete.
Harsh but fair.
My
Powell can actually fire him. The position of Fed chairman was designed to be independent from the president.
30 seconds
This
before your
decision
attack.
will be made
Get ready.
free of political pressure. But Trump thinks he found a loophole.
Yesterday, the president suggested a caveat that he could remove Chairman Powell if there is cause. He has accused Powell of fraud related to the Fed's multi-year $2 billion renovation project.
$2.5 billion. Listen, you got just a renovation. I don't know.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Close to $3 billion living estate.
Come get that vehicle to its destination. Guys, the good old dude isn't behind us. Super
By the way, it's crazy to hear Trump complain about the Federal Reserve Palace in his gold-bedazzled office. And that's the wrong Powell is extravagant. Don't you agree? Gold-plated eagle holding up a marble end table. Charges of distracted spending. That's what Powell has denied them under oath.
The media reports that the actual
what hurt such an amazing tree?
misleading and inaccurate in many respects. There's no new marbles. There are no new water features. There's no beehives.
What? No beehives? Well, now I'm worried Jerome Powell isn't spending enough on the renovations. How can I trust a Fed chairman who isn't looking honey?
Watch your head.
You're halfway there. Keep going.
It seems like they're not trying to make the renovation sound as shitty as possible. No water features, no special elevator, and worst of all, there's a skate park for tourists to intake. For more on the future of Chairman Jerome Powell, let's launch the Federal Reserve with Desi Lydic.
Almost there. Don't turn back now.
Look off, he's suffering.
Less than 2 months.
That is a big renovation. What would the renovation like Trump trying to fire Powell?
Great question. Firing the vehicle reached the checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
And the markets will be absolutely shaken. And there's only one way, and I mean one way to
You get away.
Your
powers are
I am ready to put on a show.
market crashes. You got
Behold the god of thunder!
I am ready to put on a show. I was worried.
My extermination!
Oh, what hurt such an amazing tree.
crush the deep state to... Guy who had a bad night in Nashville, boy, you can't remember, will ya? He's got that look like it, doesn't he?
Pick your hero. Or villain. I'm not judging.
I am beyond my pitiful creator. I am beyond everyone.
A lot of people are mad, and rightly so, because 300 grand of their Kickstarter money is amounting to nothing. That is actually not the story of today's video. It's about 2 games and 1 formula. A formula that, listening to say Jeff Keighley at Summer Games Fest, is the big new thing. Now, one of these games has become Games Darling. Rightly so. The other one has actually collapsed and died. Here's what's happening. Claire Obscura, Expedition 33 has succeeded, and now everybody wants to replicate that magic formula. That is a small team, extra boy talent, and a love of JRPGs. You know, apply to
The
whatever
battle
game you want
starts
to.
in 5,
But here's the thing,
4,
in the very same
3,
month that Expedition
2,
33 dropped,
1.
another game was revealed with
All you
an
need to do is capture the mission area.
set.
Got it?
A small French team with many ex-Ubisoft developers making their dream JRPG. Just that unlike Expedition 33, that game is now dead, the studio's liquidated, and the crowdfunding backers are furious. So what the hell happened? Why did this formula fail, even though when you look at it, the game really does look quite good? Here's a map of Expedition 33's connections. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of chatter. It couldn't be easy. And it's not just cutting down, they're an absolutely amazing team. The game is an unbelievable bang. And it's not like they just found a golden father's money. Not only is that how it is, it very much seems that in publisher one who, seeing them, losing them, decided to back them as much as they could. Everyone won. The team won, the publisher won, and we won. It's exactly what we need to see. A publisher really acing its job. But today, you can see the other side of that survivorship bias, and even how secular games funding has fallen, literally, this is not hyperbole, has fallen by billions of dollars. Yeah, it doesn't get talked about. Most people don't even know. Meet Zara Radiant Echoes. It's a 2024 Kickstarter project from Studio Guerrilla. They were able to ex-Ubisoft and set out to make their dream game a survival tribute to JRPG classics, specifically Golden Sun and Final Fantasy. Obviously, that was a humongous inspiration for Expedition 33, and of course also to the best JRPG of our time, Age. Even better than the Secure, mostly soundtrack. Now, this is the genre of JRPGs. You may also know him for this little tune called Fire Red Crime from Dark Souls. So you've heard his work. Looking at the game, it's put on a show. Based in southern France. Today, you would not expect them to just say, hey, we're the next Expedition 33. Money is now. Of course, over on Kickstarter, people seem to like it. They donated over 300,000 euros, and it was far beyond the campaign's 100,000 euros target. It was easily one of 2024's most successful Kickstarter campaigns. Yeah, fast forward a year, here we are with the Valiant being. This really important news by Kickstarter update, and it is a grim situation. So basically, they ran out of money, they ended liquidation April 28th, and nothing was released beyond the demo trailer, which, you know, we can all go and watch and feel sad about. Unsurprisingly, the Kickstarter backers were bloody and furious. They'd seen all the almost a bit of the looking show. When you look at the trailers, it looks like a these are people who thought they were back in a real game. And the thing is, they were, never understood all of the intricacies of the funding. Basically, the funding goal succeeded 3 times over. Obviously, the game is going to come out. Now, Guerrilla did make it worse. They had backing remain open until February, which very much made it look like, you know, in hindsight, you guys probably saw the writing on the wall, yet you were still taking people's money. And then by the time they communicated, it was a whole thing beyond safe. Companies in this case thought,
An extra point field? Great.
this is the real life. The public so how much is the only game actually costing? So 300,000 euro is serious money, but it's also nowhere near enough for this game. It is not enough, not even close. Now, their closure announcement did reveal a timeline on it. Recent development started in 2021. It was funded by personal savings, by Microsoft grants, and by angel investors. And those funds took them to basically half of their budgeted development costs. And of course, that's just development costs, marketing, and all of the other things that we need. So, the studio did what indie did. They went to crowdfunding, and not just for the money, but to show investor interest. See, whenever you see Kickstarters, well, what you keep in mind is that they're almost all public. Very often, ship shaker, massive success. Pennsylvania producer Koji Igarashi, and it set a 500 goal. That goal represents 10% of the budget. And the reason why is really simple. It's to demonstrate real tangible commercial interest. Basically, as you know, money follows money. Into a black hole where all gets destroyed. That's pretty damn good because little can validate your game concept as well as actually getting backing from your target customers. Now, of course, Bloodstained wildly surpassed that goal, right? Like well over 5 million, but what matters today is that is the funding model, as is basically normal right now. And a lot of that is because for the scale of some of these games, most Kickstarter numbers that you could realistically hit are just not going to be enough money. So here, with Camellia, it's essentially the same idea, but with a little bit less star power. Now let's just think through the basics here. 300,000 euro and a team of 14 people. If that was to support them through a year, that would be tough, right? It would put them well below average French wages, but across 2 years, the time that they would need to hit their 2026 release target, that's basically just not possible. And the thing is, it never was the plan. Again, Kickstarter rarely is like that. The whole point is that, well,
All you need to do is
Demo,
capture the mission area.
they were building on substantial commercial interest. That the next step would be the usual one in our industry, to secure a publisher. And for a game like this, that's really didn't have visuals that cut through. It's real success, right? Real world market validation. You know that real to pick it up. Even without being a normal next step, and really then being an
I am ready to put on a show!
Yes, please. The reality is, okay, you've heard us talk about this stuff before in the channel. Basically, the facts are that streaming funding is at its lowest point in 5 years. I hear this from my friends who are over in the land in the States. I hear it from people literally everywhere. It feels like news everywhere. It's gotten bad times, right? Now take a look at this. This is from Crunchbase, and Crunchbase has decided all about venture capital money. And the line is not going up, guys. It's going down. And remember, this is VC, so as much as you'll see VCs actually invest in something, in many cases it is also the tools who are chasing mobile games, sports betting, crypto tie-ins, and all of that fun. So that's bad, even though that's where all of the big money is going. What if you want to make a normal game like this one, or like Expedition 36? Yeah, good luck. It's not going to be easy, especially if it's your first game, even if you are literally a bunch of veterans. And that's because in the current market, even proven teams with hard track records are not being able to maintain funding. The evidence for this is pretty simple. It's the massive graveyard that keeps on getting bigger week by week. Now remember that in the situation of Bloodstained, they still need to convince investors, even though it was from, a producer of Castlevania. Suffice to say, things have not gotten better since. We can talk about some partner members, and we're going to use PlayStack for this. You've probably not heard of them. They're a relatively new, not super popular publisher, but they did publish Boatro and Cobalt Samples, both did really well. So they know indie games, and speaking of game developer, they reveal something pretty damn crucial to us. Enemies on a thousands of pitches yearly. Not hundreds of pitches, thousands of pitches. And that's just one company. And the way it basically goes is their email will consistently give me back. They're going to be on the other side of Gamescom, the one that you have to ticket. That's because you've got the regular Gamescom, which is for, you know, consumers, marketing games. Then you'll have the business side of Gamescom. It actually happens across different days, it's got different tickets, and basically it's a hell of a lot of just people speed dating with other people to try and make deals happen. So, basically, there's a lot of people who are basically saying, hello, money me now, I want to make a video game. And in the example of PlayStack, for all of the thousands of pitches that they get, they're not really publishing that many games. So, success is extremely hard. That's in fact
I am ready to put on a
to be a hit-sized success, something like The Latcher. Now, worse still, at least for games like this, the funding quantities have also collapsed. And I'm going to directly put PlayStack here. We are seeing budget asks into the millions. Would we prefer 4 games at 300k or 1 game at 1.2 million? Here's the funny thing, right? Years back, I was seeing publishers pushing out budgets, even publishers like PlayStack. They were pushing out way higher budgets than that, and basically that's what we were seeing, right? There's a lot of encouraging people to aim a little bit higher, bring in more money. It was a very different time, right? It really was a time of plenty, but obviously it's a hell of a graveyard of just games that appear on Steam, even if they have amazing reviews. Only have 300 of it, not that many sales. There's actually the risk they don't seem to be the kind of publisher who are only interested in taking their cut at the expense of their developers. A lot of publishers very much are that. Maybe we'll talk about some of those very bad deals that I know we're trying to get into the trust. We didn't talk about because if we got Star Wars or Saturn, here in the grapevine, but man, there's a few publishers that deserve a deal, and someday I hope we're able to get some real documents out there so that, you know, it can be reported on the road, responsible, sourced, and anyway, enough about money. I do want to keep in this video just get a bit of a tone, a bit of a feeling of the sorts of situations that development studios end up in. There's so many situations where, you know, the public may be very furious at the development studio, but in reality, they're binded by non-disparagement agreements and pentagram of coming from. Now, PlayStack, from everything I've heard, are absolutely not one of those publishers. But even though they do appear to be one of the good actors out there, well, they still need to invest sustainably. And whenever they say, what would you rather have? 1 game, 1 big risk for 1.2 million, or 4 games at 300k? Any of us would say
when
the latter. Indeed, when we look at the humongous game budgets out there, what do we end up saying? Man, how many good games could you have made for the cost of that bloated AAA nightmare monstrosity? And this is where we get to a problem for games like
30 seconds before you attack.
Video.
Get ready.
There's a fundamental issue. And that is that if your game cannot get funding support in the first place, then you're not really going to be making it for anyone. It is absurdly hard to get projects off the ground. It was hard in the past, but these days it is harder than ever, at least via more traditional means. So even though Expedition 33 did absolutely amazing, with a small team, a reasonable budget, a hell of a publisher being able to back them up, not everyone's able to get that publisher. It's legitimately hard. There's only so many release slots, only so many publishers, and whenever I flashed up the sort of connections thing for, you know, Expedition 33, that's more just to say, kind of hard to one-shot that. You do actually need to have built up connections. So getting games off the ground is really hard. And it's a game that is actually doing so much right by the law of Expedition 33. You know, small team, triple actual people involved in the project who are tied to amazing titles in the form of musicians to work with. Even all of that is going out when you're even validated with real customers, real money to the tune of 3 times your asking amount on Kickstarter. If they can't do it, well, the situation is hard for everyone else. So what does it mean to you? Well, the knock-on effect is that all of this creates inherent limitations on the types of games that can be backed, right? Because if those budgets are coming down, that will actually influence what sort of game gets made. So if you want Expedition 33, you simply just need more money. To get that money, well, you need two, because people don't just hand you a big bag of money for that. How ideally, you'll earn enough money to get this game and you'll invest the demo for your next game. Maybe you'll eke out some tax credits or some regional government funding, as most studios do. Expedition 33 is an example of regional government funding, but it doesn't always work. What's happened is that so many people have done all of this and really have reached a bar where in the market of, say, a decade ago, almost certainly would have got published, or at the very least had far better chances. But now, those goalposts have changed. Common wisdoms that were normal in the industry have changed. Funding limits have fell. Even for the money, and they're like, oh, more money, VCs, as reported by Crunchbase. I think it's somehow worse than this, because it actually kind of is. You see, what's also happened is the point at which publishers are going to pay funds is further back. There's the odd story about, developers in the past having an amazing pitch for a game and somehow being able to get it built. But nowadays it's absolutely not like that. It hasn't been like that for years, but it is just got harder. You need to be further and further and further along your overall development process to actually get to the point where a publisher will be willing to commit funds. And that means that the sorts of main prototypes that could have seen a few years of funding, those are often no longer enough. Sometimes publishers effectively do just want the alpha build of a game before they're willing to toss their money into it. That's for all these reasons. Gaming got into quite a bubble. We're not living in a land of just 0% interest rates for, years upon years. The finances have tightened. And the further away from launch in the present I require some tech feel better already. This and it's kind of funny. As much as you could pull a Warren Buffett and say, greedy when others are fearful, and fearful when others are greedy. Well, that's kind of hard to do. Perhaps Pepper did just that. They knew that was a pretty tight market, that a lot of others were fearful, but saw the team behind Expedition 33 and thought, no, this is one we need to double down on. That's the thing we need to do. And maybe if more publishers this other JRPG made by a small team of veterans, some ex-Ubisoft, some French, just like Expedition 33, then maybe it would have survived. As a standalone, well-validated game like that certainly looks to be a banger for its target audience, and systemically find the money to support it, which ultimately means that you and me are going to lose. And we only know this because, unfortunately, Kickstarter money went kaput. Now, whenever you put money into a Kickstarter, you do acknowledge that that sort of thing could happen. And taking a look at this game's funding journey, yeah, people put their personal savings into it. I in no way think this is a rug pull or a scam or anything like that. I think it's that financing is fucking hard, and right now, it's harder than ever, meaning that those playing by the rules of 5 years ago are finding that it's no longer sufficient. It makes me sad. It does mean we'll get fewer games, and the sorts of games that will be made will look just a little bit different.